raising a working Cane Corso puppy. So the first thing that I would say is teach them how to learn, teach them skills, how to pick things up fast. I don't care about behaviors. I don't care about, sit, down, stand, come, all that stuff. More than anything, I want them to be pushing me to work, and I want to make sure that I take it slow. I build up their confidence. I give them a lot of wins right off the bat. If we're having not a very good session, I'll just put them up before I get frustrated. I have an idea of what I want, but you want to make sure you take it slow. You don't speed it up. You don't compare yourself to people with Malinois and all that. You just, be in your own race. And yeah, they mature way slower, so take your time. With no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Elevated Canine Podcast. I am here with my co-host,
Royal and Ariel.
And today we're going to talk about dogs. And we have a bunch of questions from Instagram. So, we'll see how it goes. Cool. Actually, what's up with you and Lila right now? What are you guys working on?
Lately, I've been doing a lot more, literally just going back to the basics. I think with her, I'm a new dog trainer. For everybody out there, I'm a very new dog trainer, very new to the sports stuff. And she's the first dog that has shown me enough to where I can actually feel comfortable going on with her. But with me, I think I wanted results too fast. And I tried fading lures and getting behaviors out of her before she was good enough to get to that point.
Yep.
So what's really helped me at those of you who were at the CSAU,
I was going to say
his brevet.
I know what really helped him, but
so I walked onto the field, and before we even got onto the field, she, initially she was okay. But I was nervous. I was nervous as hell. Like I brought her out, walked her around. The ground was super hot. It was like 103 that day out there.
Yep.
And, I wanted her to down. She didn't want to down. And I just started panicking. And she definitely was feeding off of me. And it got to the point to where I was like, Oscar, she's not listening to me at all. I think I'm going to pull out. And Oscar was like, bro, even a cat could get their CSAU. And I was like, God damn it. If she doesn't get this CSAU, I'm just going to go get a cat.
Yeah.
But my lack of preparation, I didn't have confidence in her, which, of course, she knew it. And, we got our CSAU.
Yeah.
But I was literally having to force her. I was having to force her into the downs. She ran past me on the recall. She stood up when I went behind the blind. And, after that, I was like, this can't happen again.
Yep. And from a training director standpoint, the thing, like when we're out there training, I tend to like do my thing and then I see them do their thing. And I do a lot of things in my training that, it's like, if you're paying attention, you're going to get some of these things from me. And I felt like Royal needed it, and Ariel, who's also one of our trainers, she needed it. She needed to experience, being able to trialing or being in front of a lot of people, with the dog not having all the equipment and I think it was an eye opener for both of them.
Yeah.
I personally already had a feeling of how it was gonna go. Like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, and a lot of people be like, nah, like I wouldn't let my people step into the field if they look like that, because as a team, and if you're the training director, maybe you don't look the best if your team doesn't look the best. However, I feel like for them, it's the best experience because now they go, oh, shoot, I don't ever want that to happen to me again. And I am going to take training very serious. And I can, like, for anybody that has that paid attention, like that, that's in our team or whatever, you could see a big difference in Royal as well as Ariel. The way they train, the way they're preparing now for everything is completely different than how they were preparing before that. Everybody thinks the dog sports stuff is easy, and it really does look easy from the outside until you step into the field and you don't have your rewards, you don't have your and if you're using correction collars, you don't have that, you don't have any of that, and you have the pressure of people, that you're not used to. You act differently. Your dog travels down the line, and your dog acts differently. And it was really hot that day, However, if you could, so I think it was needed. It was a good thing.
Yeah.
I really, I could have easily been like, nah, don't go. You're not going to go out there, until you guys are ready. But I felt like it's needed. It happened to me. I needed it, and it helped me move forward and want to get better as a trainer. So yeah, guys, you know, a couple things when you are preparing your dog, whether it be for, you know, any competition, you know, French ring, IGP, whatever, take your time.
Yeah.
You know, lay a solid foundation. And more than anything, you know, look at what you're going to be training for so that you put in the right reps. If you can get some, what they call, you know, like mock trials in, do that. But I think ultimately the best teacher is failing, or like, you know, not looking the way you thought you were going to look at a trial. So anyways, so everybody out there preparing, you know, take your time.
But you know, because of that, I pretty much went back to the beginning.
Yep.
Using a lot of luring with her. She loves food. You know, it's funny. At one time I was asking Oscar and I was like, I want to move her to the ball. And because I see everyone using the ball in their obedience. And he was like, why? She does great with the food. So I just stuck with the food. She likes toys and all, but I get more out of her with the food. And so for now I've been sticking with that. And the other day we went to a brand new field that she's never seen. And we did some obedience with her, and she looked amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
And then later on that night, Larry helped me run through the brevet obedience exercises, and we were able to do the whole thing off leash.
Yep.
She did everything great. Her healing was good. You know, basically every scenario we went through, she did really well. And so I'm hoping to possibly get the brevet on her before the end of the year, as long as, you know, we keep going the direction we're going.
Yeah, no, I think it's looking really good, and I think it's definitely possible. And I think, you know, as a handler now, I think you're viewing it a little bit different. You're going to prepare differently.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna, you know, wing it. You know, but anyways, and Ariel was supposed to trial this weekend as well. For her BH, and she was looking really good. The dog was looking really good, and but you know, it got canceled, so we're not going to be able to see that. But I was pretty pumped for that. So, anyways, as for me, I am preparing Rogan. He's going to be trialing later this month, and yeah, we'll see how he does. I haven't trained him. I haven't done too many reps with French ring. The sport of French ring is just so hard, man. Like, you got to have the right decoy to help you out, and it's just not an easy sport. I feel like other sports are easier because you know, the decoy doesn't have to be as skilled as a French ring decoy.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, we're gonna trial at the end of the month. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we get his second leg, and we'll go from there. So, all right. So we got some questions. You know, earlier I asked on Instagram for people to ask some questions that we could answer on the podcast. So one of them is, and this is by Thanos, the Corso, raising a working Cane Corso puppy. So I think raising any dog, you know, to do any type of work, you got to pay attention to the genetics right off the bat. If it's something that you want to do, you want to make sure you get a confident dog. I'm sure we've mentioned this before on podcasts, but make sure the dog is confident first and foremost, because without confidence, you know, it's going to be really hard to get through certain steps in your dog sport career, or, you know, your working career with your dog, especially a Cane Corso. Another thing with a Cane Corso is most of the ones I've worked with, they mature a lot slower than Malinois and everything. And people want to treat them as if they were a Malinois. And it's like, bro, like, take your time. Take your time. Like, I have a Verona right now, and me luring her to do a circle is super slow. It doesn't look fancy. It doesn't look good on video right now.
Yep.
And it's okay, but you got to make sure you give the dog the time to learn and get the basics down really good. So the first thing that I would say is with the working Cane Corso puppy is teach them how to learn. Teach them skills, how to pick things up fast. I don't care about behaviors. I don't care about, you know, sit, down, stand, come, all that stuff. More than anything, I want them to be pushing me to work, and I always mention that. And I want to make sure that I take it slow. I build up their confidence. I give them a lot of wins right off the bat. If we're having not a very good session, I'll just put them up before I get frustrated. And yeah, just build really slow. I have an idea of what I want for the future. I'm going to be teaching focus heel. I'm going to be teaching fronts. I'm going to be teaching, eventually retrieves and whatever. But you want to make sure you take it slow. You don't speed it up. You don't compare yourself to people with Malinois and all that. You just, be in your own race. And yeah, they mature way slower. So take your time. You got any questions over there, Roy?
Yeah. Well, I guess this is along the line. What to expect out of a working breed puppy or a puppy in general? I would say you shouldn't have too many expectations from a puppy, period. They're puppies. They're still very young. As far as working breed dogs, just like Oscar said, a confident dog is definitely what you're going to want to look for. And it also depends on what sport you're going into. But as far as a puppy, if you're looking at a dog that's really young, at that point in their life, you shouldn't be expecting much out of it. Just like Oscar was saying, shaping behaviors, letting the dog learn different skills and stuff like that. As the dog gets older, then you're going to start seeing different things. But as far as a puppy is concerned, just let the puppy be a puppy. Let the dog enjoy its life as a puppy. Unless, I don't know. I've never owned a Malinois, so I don't know how fast they mature compared to other dogs. But I know with pit bulls, just like Corsos, they mature a little bit slower. So it's hard to expect too much too soon from them.
Yeah. I mean, for me, if I'm gonna get a Malinois or a Shepherd or even a Corso, there are certain things that I want to look for in the beginning, because if he's gonna be working, I want to make sure they like to bite a little bit, that they like to hold and carry.
Yep.
That's another thing. And that they aren't so sensitive. Like if they take if they get their feelings hurt too easily. So I desensitize a lot of this stuff like right off the bat. Like I'll rough play with them. I'll do that type of stuff. If I see that they get shut down too easily or any of that stuff, then
for sure.
And I mean, another thing too that a lot of people don't really take in consideration that I feel that more people need to focus on is like just regular life skills, like being around other dogs, not shying away, or
That's the
how to
biggest
interact
thing.
with other dogs. I got a dog in, that's still young, about a year old. He just came in. I see him interact with other dogs, and he doesn't know how. Mm-hmm. And I let him out with Wapo, and Wapo, like, he's just like pawing at his face, and he's still acting like a puppy, like. Yeah. And you got to teach him how to deal with that. So, when you're raising a dog, instead of thinking so much about how crazy it is, how I've seen people like do bites with dogs, dunk them into water, and doing all that. Like, but then you never even see the dog again. Yeah. So focus on things that really matter, building the dog's confidence again. For me, how the dog, how to interact with other dogs, life skills that the dog's gonna need. And then just start building real slow. Like, you're going to put them in a puppy circle, work on whoever's working them, make sure they work on the grips, they carry, they are possessive. You want to make sure that the dog is possessive for whatever he's biting, and that type of stuff. So anyways, that's what I got.
As far as what to expect, the way I look at it is you have the dog already, right? At that point, the things you looked for, you should have already been seen. But another thing too is like you can see a dog in a video and it looks amazing. Yeah. Right. And then when you get the dog, it's not playing the way it was with its siblings, right? It's not biting or pulling on the tug because it's in a new house or those other puppies aren't around it. So I guess it's hard. It's hard to like looking for those behaviors when you're not there to see the puppy in person. Yep. That's another thing you really need to take into consideration.
Yeah. You'll see, again, like Royal said, you'll see videos. They're all confident. And somebody contacted me last week and they're like, hey man, like, what do I do? I'm like, just each puppy, take them out of their main yard and put them somewhere else and see how they react or see how fast like Verona. Yeah. I saw that she was a little weird in the beginning, but then I saw that she would warm up fast and she would overcome it. And I was like, all right, I like that about her. I like that she something might spook her, but then she comes back. Now, I'm not saying she's like gonna have to be this like top sport dog. That's not even why I got her. I just got her because I enjoy training puppies and I liked her. But yeah, that's another thing. Separate the dog, take him out of its pack, and see how he acts there, and see how fast it recovers from things. What age should I start expecting more from my Corso and pushing more for obedience? Listen, I think that depends a lot on your skill set as a trainer to bring out the best in that dog, as well as the genetics of that dog. Like some dogs are just not going to have it. They're going to be like really slow and sluggish dogs, like especially like Corsos. They're big. They're not really into it. And the more skilled you become as a trainer, the more you learn, the better the more you're going to be able to bring out of them. So I can't really tell you when your dog is going to turn on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I would say it's going to turn on when you become a better trainer and you could bring out the best out of him. So as much as we want to put it on the dog sometimes, I think we also have to look at us and reflect on like, oh shoot, like maybe I'm not that good. I'm still learning, and you'll get better as you go, and that's cool. And maybe if you get another dog in the future, you're going to be able to do better with that dog. But I would definitely, look for somebody maybe that is a little more experienced than you, and see if they could bring out more in the dog and see how they interact with your dog. Yeah. And then you mimic what they do so that you could bring out more of that. So you can learn basically. So again, I don't think this is so much about the dog, as much as it is about you. You are going to bring out the best potential in the dog. And yes, genetics do have a lot to do with it. But ultimately it's what you do. Yeah,
and they're all individual dogs.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the breed.
Exactly. I've had Corsos come in at 4 or 5 months, and they were amazing, and they loved it, and they worked in the obedience. We've had Corsos 8, 9, 1 years, and they're like, you know what, screw you, I don't want to do anything.
Yep.
So it really depends on the dog as well.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna do one more, Royal.
Okay.
And then
we'll go question.
You got one?
Do you plan to put out more training videos? Really enjoy your podcast. Well done. Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely going to start putting out more training videos. We're going to start putting out, I don't know if this is okay, but we're going to start putting out training courses.
Yep.
For those who don't have the ability to come train with us in person, well, we're going to have videos available for you with the style of training that we use here at Elevated Canine. Yep. So keep an eye out for that.
Yep. And then I am doing an online course, which Royal is also going to be helping me with, and it's going to be called the Corso Coach, and that is coming up really soon. And it's going to be, everything Corso for Corso people, Corso owners. So make sure you guys keep an eye out on that. And then, we got the Elevated Canine Media that, we're going to be putting out more YouTube videos, more free content, and as well as, some online stuff. So, yeah, we're excited about that, right?
Yeah, we want to help you guys elevate your canine.
Let's go. So, anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one. And remember, guys, elevate your mind.
Elevate your canine.
Let's go.
Cool.
Let's get it. This that go and get it. With no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation.